This is your 2005 BMW M3.
What's going on, everybody? It's MrAeroHD, and we are back here again on a Friday with Build It, Drift It, Kill It, of course, on Forza 5. And before we get into anything, we have to give credit where credit is due. This is an artist I have used several times before. He is a good friend of mine, Irish Gunner HD, aka Spok, S-P-O-K. Made a new song called DogesDogesDoges. I don't know how to properly pronounce it, but it is on his SoundCloud for absolutely free. He just recently used in a Woody's Gamertag video as well, so that's why I just said, hey, you know, I might as well get in while the getting's good. So, yeah, you guys kind of liked the the general consensus was you guys preferred it offline last week, mostly because I can make adjustments and changes within without having to back out. So yeah, that was cool, and we're going to continue doing that. I know a lot of people wanted to see me go online, I might rotate it or every other week. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I definitely like this offline idea, and I definitely like that you guys like it. That way we're not doing shitty tracks. We're not against shitty people, and we don't have to do drift points, because drift points don't mean anything at all. Anyway, this is the 2005 BMW M3 E46. You may have seen that this was built with a Mike Essa 2014 Mike Essa paint on it. I was going to do a replica build for this weekend's in celebration of this weekend's Formula Drift Texas, but I couldn't find the specs on my phone, and I'd already started recording. So I said, you know what, I can go back and do that anytime. If I do a replica build, I probably won't enjoy it as much as, you know, a build for me, and people probably want me to go back and revisit either or anyways. So I decided, yeah, sure, we'll just build a normal E46, and that is what I did. It is black. It has the mint wheels. And, yeah, first things first is that I usually swap an engine to this. I think I use the V8 in Forza 4, and this, of course, is my first one in Forza 5. I decided to leave the stock engine in it, and I was not disappointed at all. This car sounds incredible, and the engine is very good for what it is. It's an inline, I believe it's an inline 6. I don't know the engine code, though. I'm sure somebody will tell me and call me an idiot for not knowing it. But from an inline 6, it was very, very strong. I never had it. It's turbocharged as well, but I never had any like low-end torque problems. I never felt like I didn't have enough power, and I only had about 500. I had exactly 550. This car doesn't need much power, actually. Although I could have ran wider rear tires, but I figured if I just kept the tires balanced, it would handle a lot better and be a little bit more predictable. You can go one wider in the rear, like 10 millimeters wider if you want. I felt like I could make it a little bit wider. I didn't want to back out after all that tuning and change the tire width, though. And you know, as soon as I got it down, I kind of was doing okay. It does twitch, like snap transition a little bit more than I'd like it to. I think that's just going to take a lot of work, or not a lot of work, but like a lot of trial and error to get that out. But it's drivable. It drives. You know, it's as long as you're aware of that snap oversteer, or maybe it's because I've just been playing a lot of Forza 4 lately. But if you're aware of that snap oversteer, it's not so bad. You know, it's fast-ish. You know, it's for 550 horsepower. This thing's very quick. It's at the top of S-Class, which is weird for Forza 5. You wouldn't think that it'd be at the top of S-Class with how little power it has. Or A-Class, sorry. Yeah, it's at the top of A-Class. It's very, very smooth than it wants to be. And by that, I mean, like right there, if you guys saw me coming out of that corner, it's very smooth. It's pretty much vindictive of how your throttle control is. If you're a very smooth throttle person, I guess, you know, I'm a bit more stabby, which is something I have to work on. But if you're very smooth on the throttle, you know, you're slowly off and on it. This car might be worked better for you than it did for me. I still liked it, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it just didn't suit my driving style as with the throttle. When I tried being smooth on the throttle, it was very smooth throughout the turn and held as much angle as I wanted it to. But if you look at my throttle movements, I'm very stabby. I'm quite stabby. That's not something that you should be proud of. That's not a good thing. But you know, it's for some cars it doesn't matter, and then for this one it's just you could tell every time I stabbed on the throttle it'd kick out a little bit. So I don't know if I just have to tune in some more rear grip or what. Anyways, I liked this car. It was fun. I like the fact that it looks good. I like the fact that it's a BMW, and I don't usually drift BMWs. I like the fact that it sounds really well. It sounds incredible. And it handles pretty good, even though this does need a little bit more tweaking on my end just to suit my style. Cons, there really aren't any. I mean, like, an E46 is like a Skyline or an S13 Silvia or whatever. It's just a drift car. It's very common. It's not something that you're like, whoa, when you see it online. So I don't really have any major complaints other than, you know, my driving and a little bit of tuning. So if you guys want to go build one of these, I would suggest it. And thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the description below or the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I also have a Facebook and a Twitter. For those links, be sure to check out the description box below.